Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay back here with another video. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're on your purpose. Hope you get into a bag. All that good shit. It's great to see y'all again. It's Friday morning, up early with it. Just trying to, continue to push these videos out because I feel like, they're definitely helping people. I appreciate all the messages, all the comments. So continue to support, share. But in this video specifically, we're gonna talk about God and how, he made me confident, how I feel like so many people are seeking false confidence in different ways, and how maybe he can help you in your own life, make you confident as well if you seek. So yeah, let's hop into it. So I guess to start, to just kind of paint the picture, before I found God, or before I started diving into the truth about my nature, who I am, who God says I am, really becoming a believer of the faith, I was seeking confidence in external ways. So I would rely on my appearance for my confidence, the clothes I'm wearing for my confidence, what other people said about me for my confidence. And this is an egoic way of thinking. It's thinking from the ego. So when you thinking out of the ego and fleshly and looking in the appearance realm, you're allowing yourself to be influenced by the appearance realm. You feel me? So if somebody, it's just like how somebody can boost up your confidence. Oh, you look great today. Oh shit, that feels good. Then you're allowing somebody to, when they talk shit about you and say, oh, you don't look good today, then you're allowing that to hurt your ego or hurt your confidence. Your confidence should always be stagnant. It should never be moving up and down based on what's going on in the external world. It's got to become intrinsic, but I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, man, so this was kind of just leading to a depressed state in my life to where I would be heavily influenced and emotional. I'm already pretty emotional from the get-go. I don't think it's nothing negative about that. I think it's just because I'm aware and in tune, and I'm a Pisces, whatever that got to do with anything. But so just giving people that power ultimately is what had me in a state of constant fluctuation, and ultimately the confidence wasn't coming from within anyway. So you're really never really at peace, because even when somebody says good things about you, it's kind of like you get the Imposter Syndrome, or who am I to be that good, different type of stuff like that. So even the praise is not that great, because you think, who am I to do that? Who am I to this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not nobody. I really suck. Because that you're a sinner. That you fuck up in life. That you're not perfect. So when people give you praise, it's like, and you allow that to seep into you and affect you, you're like, that's not true, because that's not who you feel like you are. So this is where the perspective flip comes. And the perspective flip I'm talking about is understanding God and who he says you are. So I wouldn't call myself a Christian, like I'm not religious, but I do believe in the Bible, right? And I read the Bible as truth. So when I look at God, what he says is, we're made in his image, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. It's these different types of themes and motifs and archetypes that he goes throughout the Bible that basically says that ultimately we were made perfect in his image from the beginning, right? But it's all the false beliefs and false thinking that allows us to fall out of that perfection and seep into the ego. Ultimately, this whole shit is just a battle between ego and spirit. I keep saying on my fucking channel because that's the whole game. But anyway, it stems from these false thinkings and false beliefs. So we have to make the flip to understanding the true nature of who we are, and how that comes intrinsically, how that comes from within and not what the external world says about you. If you are made in the image of God, basically, which the law says that you are God's. So if you imagine yourself as a God, God is perfect, right? So you understand that you're not perfect, and this is where the Jesus part comes in, because you're not perfect, but he is, and he lives inside of you, so therefore his spirit is inside of you. So that's the perfect spirit. The Jesus spirit inside of you is the perfect spirit. The Christ inside is the perfect spirit. Now you, as your individual self, this is kind of deep to understand, but like if you can kind of separate the perfect Jesus part that's inside of you, now you have you, who's a dualistic being. You have a good side, you have a ego side. You have the spirit side and the ego side. The spirit side, that's going to listen to the Jesus part. The ego side is not. So the whole goal is to connect these to where you're using, the spirit is able to use both parts of these to create God's mission. So I say that to say that when you're thinking out of the dualistic nature, good and evil, you know, oh, I'm doing good this time, I'm doing bad this time, you know, instead of the single eye, the spirit side of who Jesus Christ is. Like if you think, like everybody knows Jesus Christ was the perfect being. So if you believe that that's inside of you and that's what's guiding you, then you will move different. You feel me? Ultimately, you will move different. And you won't seek that external validation because you know that your true value doesn't rely on the external validation because you know this life is material. You know, because once you connect more with spirit, the only way to get to spirit is by removing the flesh. You know? So to get to spirit, you have to remove those false beliefs and identities. So that's kind of like why you're wiping the shield or the veil away from all the bullshit. I hope this is making sense. But ultimately, the big thing to understand is God gave you value from the beginning. You were born in this world with value. You were born perfect, nothing, sinless. That's why babies are so pure. Babies are pure. You know, people be saying people are evil. How you be evil when you were a baby? You just been influenced by your environment, influenced by different things to where you have a certain belief system now that is not in your best interest. So to make that in your best interest, it's best to go back to the ideals of who God says you are and the principles. And once you do that, life gets pretty good. So, you know, that's why I talk about the after, where it's like, you know, now it's like you don't care what nobody else thinks because you know what God thinks. And God said you good. So like when people judge you or people come at you crazy, you know that you're a sinner. You know that you do dumb shit sometimes. You know that you make mistakes. You know that you're not perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. Jesus is perfect. Jesus lives inside of you. And that's all you need. So the more you realize that, the more you stop doing dumb shit. That's a different video. But and just realizing that anytime that you're slipping out of that, and when you're allowing people's opinions to affect you, when you're allowing, whether it's good or bad, whether you're allowing the good opinions to affect you and think you're greater than, I mean, there's no really greater than God. So like, you already know you're great. So like, why make it a big deal when people act like you're great? I think that's the big thing. And then don't let it affect you when it's knocking you down, because you know that's not you. You know that's part of the dualistic nature. You know that's that other shit. that's that flesh. But God created the flesh as well, and it was meant to be used and under control. But that's another video. Anyway, the main point in this video is that to allow God to give you self-confidence, you have to start changing your belief systems about who you personally are. That's the only way that God can have that effect on you, because ultimately God is the power within to create. So when you affirm different things about who you are based on who God says you are, because if you're affirming these things but you don't know why you're affirming them, I'm great. Why are you great? Because nigga, you know you're not great personally. Like, you know you do dumb shit. Great would be not doing ever dumb shit ever, or perfect. Or you'd be like, I'm perfect, but you know you're not perfect. But when you say I'm perfect, you're not saying it as you, you're saying it as the Christ within. You're saying it as your awareness within. Man, hope this makes sense. But anyway, so really the key to it is affirming the things that God says about you. So when you wake up in the morning and say, I am blessed, I am abundant, because you got to think about how God looks at Jesus, or how Jesus acted in the world. You know, Jesus was abundant. He was turning water to wine. He was feeding the whole multitude with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. You know, he was abundant. He was doing miracles. He was anointed. He was blessed. Anything could happen. And that's who's inside of you. So that's the same confidence you got to have going into the world, that every situation is moldable, bendable, nothing can bend or break you. And the ultimate way to do that is push the love button instead of the fear button. Every time that there's a fear-based thought, oh, I'm not this, fear, just any fear-based thought, eliminate that and immediately shift to a love-based thought, and you'll be good to go. That's all I got for this video. I don't want to make it too long. If you enjoyed the video, push the like button, comment what you want to see next, share this with a friend. Also follow me on Instagram, more behind the scenes, more photos, more dope shit. Yeah, other than that, catch you on the next one. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and peace.